Hanyef Nugins appeared before the Korean National Assembly to give her testimony on the alleged bullying that she experienced in HYBE. And as Korean politicians swarmed her, I realized that there is so much attention going to the negative and the evil side of this issue. Min Hee-jin, politicians, Korean media, but we barely give attention to the other people that are the most affected but are also showing the most amount of class. It, Le Seraphim, they are the ones that are actually affected in this, but they have displayed so much class. They haven't really said anything against anybody, and they have just concentrated on their work. And I've always believed that one of the ways that we can actually encourage people to be good is if we actually pay more attention to the good than the bad. And so this video is just an attempt to sort of focus and give a little attention to the people that deserve it and to highlight some of the good things that are coming out of this chaos. If you ended up liking this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And of course, share the video if you can. Onto the video. The class that the parents of It and Le Seraphim are displaying should be recognized. It is not easy to watch your children get criticized. Even if it is constructive, it still hurts, even more so if it is destructive. But their parents, the parents of It and Le Seraphim, are displaying such restraint and really such class to actually allow to trust their children and to trust the management company that their children are signed under to do what is best for their kids. Because if you know anything about the law and if you know anything about business, then you would know that the best course of action for this young women, Le Seraphim and It, is to just concentrate on their work right now and allow the experts to handle it. The lawyers, the PR people, the publicists, the management companies themselves. But as I've said, it's still not easy. But the mere fact that they are able to practice restraint, even though they know that they can call somebody and every media publication will go to them to hear their side of the story, they're not doing that. They're just allowing their children to do and concentrate on their career and allow the experts, lawyers, the management companies to make the move, because they know that in the long run, it is their children that will reap the benefits. As I've said, it is not easy. And that is why that is how we know that this is a class act. Because they have been able to practice restraint for what is going to be better for their children in the long run. It and Le Seraphim, they too have shown so much class in this and also wisdom. I know that you know the saying that there are two signs of stupidity, and that is to be silent when it is proper to speak and to speak when it is proper to be silent. And at this moment, the proper thing for them to do is to be silent, because the cases are in the court and playing the media won't do them any good in the long run. They have at this stage everything to lose and nothing to gain if they play the media. And so they have really just concentrated on their work, and it is paying off. They are conquering the international market, they are proving their worth, and in the long run also proving that they are above this chaos. And so kudos to them. Just the class and the wisdom that they are displaying should be recognized. Success. That is what Le Seraphim actually achieved. And really, success is the best offense and the best defense that you can have in this kind of situation. I guess in the midst of the smear campaign, a CEO of a sister company targeting them, lies being spread about them, they conquered Coachella, they got invited to BMAs, and they pushed their second entry to Billboard Hot 100. A song that the two of the members actually co-wrote themselves. We, of course, don't want this happening to anyone, but I have always believed that for a diamond to actually reach its best form, it has to go through pressure. And that is essentially what Le Seraphim had to go through. They had to go through hell. And look at what's happening right now. They are gaining the respect of critical international media, and they're getting recognized by international fans because they are proving everybody wrong. They're proving that they're actually not just great performers, but they are actually also great artists. And a class act. And I know that it's just going to continue, but it is a pleasure to watch a group go through hell and actually thrive. Um, there's so much more waiting for them. Choreographers, stylists, and other creative staff whose work has been undermined. As we all know, Min Hee-jin accused Isle.it and Les Sserafim of copying her concepts. She specifically used plagiarism to try and destroy other companies under Hybe and to try to gain control over New Jeans and Adore. When it was the internet who managed to prove that even she copied from her staff and she copied from other groups, she just brushed it off, never even addressed it. And even though the internet has been able to prove that everything that she has said is just BS, it still hurts that your work has been undermined and you have been insulted and lies have been spread about you. But many of the staff of Islet and Les Sserafim never even said a word. There were some who expressed their disgust and their anger, but for the most part, many of them chose to remain quiet, only talking in official capacities. So I think that also that needs to be recognized, because just like the parents of Les Sserafim and Isle.it and Les Sserafim and Isle.it themselves, they're showing so much class, showing that they are above all of this and that they would rather just concentrate on their work rather than fight this useless battle. So kudos to them. They're doing really well, and I think we need to recognize them as well, and also recognize them for the things that they are doing and for the things that they are not doing, and that is to participate in this word war against Min Hee-jin and her staff. International fans like me and you is probably the most important asset a Korean management company can secure for their artists, because through Suga's case, they realized just how much international fans don't give about things or cases that domestic fans care about. And when I say domestic, I mean Korean. There have been plenty of times that international fans have demonstrated just how much they don't give, even when it is supposed to be a bigger scandal in the domestic market. BTS members and other groups actually have been photographed hanging out with members of the opposite sex, and international fans were simply confused what was the big deal about it. I mean, these people are smart, popular, rich, smart, popular, rich, kind. Of course, they're going to have a vibrant social life, but domestic fans were waging war against fandoms and their dogs. International fans simply didn't give a and that is a superpower, because while domestic fans are sending funeral wreaths, international fans are just streaming and buying records, buying tickets, and requesting on radio stations for the songs of their favorite groups, sending their favorite groups inside Billboard Hot 100, 200, UK charts, giving their favorite artist the biggest caution that they can have, a market that is way bigger than South Korea. And that means their favorite group is not anymore beholden to the Korean market. Korea is now just a stepping stone. South Korea is still one of the top 10 biggest music markets in the world, but it only has 1% share of the total market share of the top 10 biggest music markets in the world. US, on the other hand, has 50% of that share. That's why many management companies are actually headed west, because that's where the money is. Imagine, why would you just get stuck in a market that only has 1% share in the total market share in the whole world, when you can go for the one that has 50% share? Many groups, including Les Sserafim, Isle.it, Baby Monsters, are actually geared towards the West. In many respects, Korea is just a stepping stone for the groups and the artists to find their identity, improve their skills, become better performers, but that is not the end goal. Therefore, it becomes less important for many groups. For as long as they get some traction in the beginning, that is enough for them to push towards the Western market. And so Korean market has actually lost its bargaining chip, because it's not as important. They're important in the beginning, but once things become too tight, when there are too many scandals, useless scandals, things that they shouldn't be thinking about, then many of these management companies are actually realizing the benefits of widening their market. Bang Shiuk is probably one of the most mentioned personalities in this entire case, but he has never said a word about this. He has never given an interview. Neither has the CEO of Source Music or Be Left Lab. And I realized that they are doing exactly what they are supposed to be doing, concentrating in growing the business and allowing the experts, lawyers, accountants, business managers to concentrate on this problem. Your job as a CEO is to grow the business, to make sure that your product, the idols and the artists, are actually headed towards the right direction, that there is enough money coming in to pay people and to continue growing the business, not allowing themselves to get distracted by small things like this. And I think if we want to be entrepreneurs or C-level executives, that is something that we need to do. Prioritize. Concentrate on things that really matter, not on things that are just mere distractions. Power doesn't come with class, and it certainly doesn't come with intellect. I really don't see anything wrong with the members of the Parliament of Korea taking a selfie with Hani. I mean, we all have favorite artists, we get starstruck, I get it. But when she started talking emotionally and her statement was taken as a fact without any kind of evidence, nobody counter-arguing, nobody critically thinking, and they automatically assume that she's right and the other party is wrong. And they kept on interrupting the other person, not giving her a chance to actually finish answering the questions that they asked. Worse, prioritizing this case over a case that involved 23 people dying. That's when I realized you can actually dress anybody in the most expensive suit and they wouldn't be better than a in a suit. As I've said in the beginning, I just wanted to pay attention and recognize the people that are showing so much class in this entire thing, the parents of Les Seraphim, of Isle It, members of the creative teams of Les Seraphim and Isle It, and of course Isle It and Les Seraphim themselves. I also just want to highlight some of the lessons that we should learn. I think those are going to help us as we navigate our adulting journey. I hope that you learned something, and if I failed or missed on something, if you have any contribution, let me know. Leave them in the comment section below, and for as long as you are respectful, you can say whatever it is that you want to say. If you ended up liking this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And of course, share the video if you can. Also, please follow me on Patreon, follow me on X or on Twitter, and of course on Instagram. Thank you.